And we're gonna start by looking at the left hand again. The melody actually starts with the left hand. We're gonna take a look to see what key we're in and what's the time signature before we actually begin. So you look at the key signature, it's a B flat. And with a B flat, we're either in F major or we're in the minor, the relative minor, 3 half steps, 3 semitones below. 1, 2, 3, D minor. And we're gonna use the harmonic minor, raise the 7th. Why? Because that's the minor scale this piece of music uses. So D minor scale is the key. B flat, C sharp. Practice by grouping them in threes. Practice in grouping them in fours. And now the regular scale. And the time signature is a letter C with a slash through the middle of it. That means cut time. You're cutting common time in half. So this is 2-2. You get 2 counts per measure, and each half note gets 1 count. This is going to come back to be very important after you learn the notes. But during the note learning process, we're going to pretend this is in 4-4, and each quarter note gets 1 count until we're comfortable. So the very first note on your left hand is actually on the B flat, the black key. Number 2 finger, and then we're going to curl under. So this is the 1 octave arpeggio for the D minor chord. D minor chord, the arpeggio. Go to the, remember we talked about this as being the harmonic minor. You're gonna have C sharp. So try one more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Remember we're pretending this is 4-4 when we are learning the notes. The same thing again. 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Again. Move up about half a step. Also our arpeggio for E flat major. You can move the thumb over by half a step. 3. Don't forget the B flat and key signature. 2. Rest. Pick up and put it back down from B flat. Number 2 finger. 1. The same thing as the beginning. 2, 3. So try to employ the same fingering every time because it will make it easier for you to play smoothly. 4, 2, 1, 5, 3, 2, 1. D to D an octave, then A to A an octave. Then the outside is an octave from D to D, but the middle we're gonna add the A. So 1, 2, 3. So let's go from the beginning to that far. One more time, left hand alone. 1, 2, 3, and 4 E and a 1, 2, 3. Pretending to be in 4-4. When you learn the notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Rest. 1 E and a 1. 5, 3, 2, 1, slide over. 1, 4, 3, 5, 4, 2, rest and pa 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 pa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, rest and 4 E and a 5, 4, 2, 1, 2, 2, rest and 4 E and a 5, 4, 2. Now 5, 3, 5, 3. Slide over, octave, A to A, and D, A, D. Make sure you're playing everything in the right octave. So far, the left hand has the melody all this time. And the right hand, now this is D minor chord, root position, first inversion, second inversion. If you're not familiar with the concept, D minor chord has D, F, A. Then we're gonna move the bottom note to the top. So do 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 do, M, F, A, D. That's called the first inversion. We're gonna do the same process again. We're gonna move the F to the top and keep those two other notes. Now F. That's your first chord. A, D, F. So count 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So you notice what's happened is the top note stays. And we're gonna stay quiet. Even though it says forte, the forte is for the left hand. The right hand doesn't want to be too loud because the left hand still has the melody. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and top note stays. The bottom two notes stretches over. The outside is the 7th from G to F. Number 2 finger on B flat. 1 and 2 and 3. Rest. Same chords. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and keep going. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and we're gonna move up. B flat, E flat, G. So you see 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we're gonna go down here. 1 and 2 and now this is tricky. You need to remember the key signature. Number 1 finger on B flat. And then number 2, you have an accidental for C sharp. Number 4 on E. 1 and 3 and 3 and 4 and going on back to the original chord. 1 and 2 and then 1, 2, 5. So we have 1, 3, 5. Then instead of D, we're gonna change the D to C sharp for the final chords. So let's just do this much one more time. From the beginning, the right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Expand the outside. Make the thumb goes down. Back to D. Second inversion. And expand 1 and 2 and 3 and back to D minor. 1 and 2 and 3 and moving up. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and see, we keep going and then it's the same as earlier. Yeah, you see that? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and the right hand. Left hand chord. Go up half a step, come back. So let's break it down for the right hand for a little bit. 1 and 2 and now you're gonna go to A major. A, C sharp, remember the key signature? I'm sorry, the accidental C sharp, and then E, and 4, and back to D. So now let's go from the beginning, hands together slowly. 1, 2, 3, and 4, E, and 1, and 2, and 3, and left hand legato, right hand staccato, legato, left hand staccato, right hand. Half a step on the left hand. Yes. 1, 4, 3, 5, 4. Change chord. Left hand goes back to the beginning. This is the part we listened to already. Hands together last time. Now let's do the crescendo. Right hand gets louder. Both hands gets louder. Decrescendo. Soft. And now we're gonna go on. We're gonna go on to the right hand. We start with a sforzando and an accent. Number 5 finger on D. Don't forget your B flat. Now this is where we need to practice a little bit because your number 3 finger has to hold. Number 3 finger. Number 3 finger, and then 3, 5, 1, 4. So you say Miss Shirley, you skipped some notes. Yes, I did, but that was the melody. Now we're gonna go back and add the secondary softer notes. But before we do that, I'd like for you to practice this one more time. Just the melody, and use the right fingering and make sure you're holding the notes. And pay attention to the accents, legato, and the staccato, which are soft at the end of each phrase. 1, 2, 3, and 4 E and a 1, 2 staccato, and 4 E and a 1, 2 soft staccato, and 4 E and a 1. Now slide over 1, C natural, B flat, 1, 3 on B flat, and then keep going the same idea. Now we're just an octave lower, D, 3, and C on 5. Number 3 finger on G, 2. Staccato number 5 on A. Crossover C sharp. Slide over. That's where we're gonna go. Stop and go back and add those. And those are soft notes. So, and then 2, 1, soft. Now let go, both, and staccato. Number 3, number 2 on B flat, and let go. C natural, B flat. Staccato, D. 3, now 1 softly, 1, 2 soft, finish, staccato. Number 3 on G, softly, and let go both fingers. Now 5 on A, crescendo C sharp, and B flat on number 2 finger. Number 1, half a step below, and now let go. C sharp. One last time, this time normally. Soft finish. So let's take a look at the left hand. You notice left hand has not gone to the treble clef. Number 1 finger, treble clef, C. Right? So those are repeated notes. We want them to sound a little bit more legato and connected. And they're soft as well. So remember 1, 2, C and B flat. And then 1, 2, C and B flat, and 1, 3. And then you can go 1, 3, E and G, 1 and 2 and 3. The counting is a little tricky. So 1 and 2 and 3. The rest is on 1 for 8th note, and on the end part of 2 for the 8th note, 1. So rest and 2, rest 3, 4. And now go to the next part. Pay attention. We have no cross back into the bass clef. So the top note is a ledger line note for F. Above middle C number 1 finger. 5 is on G. 1, 2, 3. Slide over. And the same idea. Number 1 finger on middle C. Rest and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest and 2 and 3 and going down. I will actually go 3, 5 here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Going on 1 and... Sounds familiar? That's right. So now let's do the left hand normally once, okay? So we're gonna go back to the first page, last line, second measure, where the treble clef starts on the left hand with C, right here. Rest and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest and 2 and 3 and 4 and rest and 2 and 3 softly, and bass clef, 2, 3, 4, middle C, and 2, and 3, and 4, and rest, and 2, and 3, and number 5, 1, and 2, and 3, and hold it, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's right. So now let's do its hands together slowly. Starting from first page, last line, the pick up to the second measure, starting with the right hand with a melody. 1, 2, 3, and 4 E, and a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4 E, and a number 3 finger on the right hand, so we can do the holding. Number 3 finger here, 2, 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2 E, and a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4 E, and a 3, and 2, and 1, and 2, and a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. Let's do this one more time. Hand, you see, it would normally be on this B flat, but you notice the 8 VA with the dashes above it, that means an octave above. So when you see that sign written above the notes, that means go up an octave. So 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. And then left hand takes over. The next octave, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2. So let's count how many of those do we have. The first one on the right, second one on the left, third one on the right, fourth one on the left, fifth one on the right. So let's do it in sequence. M, 4, E, and a 1, and 3. So then the final notes, right hand goes here, left hand you notice would have been here, but we have an 8 VA below the notes. That means go down an octave. 3, and D, and D, 4. So now we got to make sure our rhythm is proper. So if we were to go back to, let's take a look. Second page, third line, the last 5 notes in the left hand. 1, 2, 3, and 4, E, and a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, E, and a 1. So make sure you are catching it. Get soft. And softly. And. So let's go to the second page, fourth line, the last measure one more time. This is the counting breakdown. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, E, and a 1. You see the right hand start on the end of 3 one more time. The same place. 1, and 2, and 3,